adults, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. The Gander Outdoor NASCAR Truck Series World of Westgate 200 preview. Alright, we have race 3 of the first round of the Truck Series playoffs. The last 2 of the 8 truck playoff teams are out of the playoffs. So right now, the way the playoffs have shapen up, we have Brett Moffitt, 2 wins. He qualified for the next round with the first run. He put an exclamation mark on that with that second win. We have followed by Ross Chastain, who's plus 26. So he's, I would say, safe, but more than likely, Ross Chastain is going to move on. He'd have to have a really bad day not to move on. Now, the next 4 spots, matter of stage points here. Stuart Friesen, plus 4 from cut. Matt Crafton, plus 3. Austin Hill, plus 2. Grant Enfinger, plus 1. Outside looking in right now, Johnny Stoddard, minus 2. Tyler Ankrum, minus 14. Now, here's the funniest part about that. If you look at these mile and a half for the Truck Series this year, there's been 8 of them. Ross Chastain, 2 wins and averaged a 5.7 finish. Stuart Friesen, averaged a 6.2 finish. Matt Crafton, averaged 7.87. Brett Moffitt with a win and averaged 8.1. Grant Enfinger averaged a 10th. So these guys are pretty good on these mile and a halves. Kyle Busch, he's won 4 mile and a halves this year. Tyler Ankrum has won the other mile and a half track this year. He is on the outside looking in right now. He could go from minus 14 with a win and move on. That's going to dump out Grant Enfinger. So you figure 6 points separate 5 drivers. Wow. I just think this race is going to come down to the last lap, and somebody going to get pissed at somebody, and somebody going to move somebody. And that person that got moved goes out of the playoffs. I think it's going to come down. I think Friesen, Crafton, Hill, Enfinger, and Johnny Stoddard, they're hungry. They want to be there. Brett Moffitt can just sit back and be like, boys, whatevs. Alright, so if we look at the Gander Outdoor Truck Series at Las Vegas, last fall, Grant Enfinger, followed by Johnny Stoddard, Justin Haley, Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton. In the spring this year, Kyle Busch won, Brett Moffitt was second, followed by Matt Crafton, Stuart Friesen, Harris Burton, Shelton Creed, Todd Gilliland, Johnny Stoddard, Ryan Reed, Ross Chastain. Now there are 3 drivers that are counting Shelton Creed. The 2 KBM trucks, Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton. No, they're not in the playoffs. They could play playoff spoiler. If they go out and get a victory any of these races the rest of the year, you may cost, so if Tyler Ankrum is running second, he has to have the win to make the move on. And if Harris Burton or Shelton Creed or Todd Gilliland beats him, he can go home. So you're going to have somebody trying to turn people just to make that next round. So this could be very exciting. So my 3 picks to win, I'm going with some of the best ones on the track here. We're going with Brett Moffitt. I think he can sweep the first round easily. He finished second in spring to Kyle Busch. Ross Chastain, he knows how to get around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He won in an Xfinity car last year. He's got 2 wins on the mile and a half this year. He finished, where is he at here? He finished 10th back in the spring. And then Matt Crafton, 2-time champion. He's right there, he's plus 3 right now, so he does need to run well. He finished 3rd in the spring, 5th in the fall. He can get around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My 2 picks to go home, Johnny Stoddard, Tyler Ankrum. If you look at my playoff preview, those are the 2 that I had going home in the first round. See what happens. We're going to have a surprise Vit win. Somebody go home and, maybe a Grant Enfinger goes home. Tyler Ankrum wins. Hell, Stuart Friesen and Matt Crafton could both go home. Depends on how kind of day they have. Stage points, and final points. That's what's important. Now, if you look at the last 4 Truck Series races here at Vegas, Kyle Busch Motorsports have won 2, Thor Sports have won the other 2. We have 201 miles, 134 laps, 3 stages, 2 really short stages at 30 and 30. Those are fuel runs. I mean, just boom, boom. You don't pit during those. Final one's 74. You'll have to pit during that. Do you pit early to get track position? Do you wait for that last race late caution? Try to come in and top off? What are these crew chiefs? That's going to be another thing. It's going to play on the crew chief. What strategy do you use? So with a lot of great trucks, a lot of playoff implications on the line, that's going to wrap up the World of Westgate 200 preview. Now, the Truck Series are off for a month until their second run begins in October. So for the next few weeks, we'll get the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. Make sure you check out those previews right here on Robert Sports Show. If you're a football fan, we have CFL, we have NCAA, and we have the NFL. If you're a pro wrestling fan, we've got all kinds of pro wrestling stuff going on. Some great time to be a pro wrestling fan. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in Robert Sports Show. Make sure you check it all out. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.